a helpful answer isn't always a finished task. And this little mismatch is something we're starting to notice more and more as we interact with AI.
Think about a simple request you might make to an AI shopping assistant. You start with what you're looking for.
You add a few details, just to narrow down the search. And finally, you give it a clear constraint, so the results are actually useful to you. And it works perfectly. The AI finds a few great options that meet your criteria. It explains them. So far, this is a very helpful conversation.
The conversation was useful, sure, but once it's over, the task, well, it isn't done. The shoes are not in your cart, the order hasn't been placed, you still have to do the final steps yourself. Now, the system didn't break. It did what it was told. But the experience, it feels unfinished. There's a gap between the discussion and the actual result. So what's missing here?
Well, that feeling points to a core limit in how most of these AI systems are designed. We could call it the conversation ceiling.
It's easy to think the solution is just to ask in a better way, to write a better prompt. But the issue here isn't how we ask. The limit is baked into the system's design.
You see, most of the AI we use today is chat-based. Its main job is to understand what we say and give a response. It's built for conversation, not for action.
So, after that helpful chat, the responsibility to actually do something, it falls back on you. The AI gives you the map, but it stops right before the first step of the journey.
So if conversation is the limit, what comes next? This suggests there's a missing piece, the step that gets us from just talking about a task to actually completing it.
And the missing piece isn't more intelligence. It isn't even a more detailed answer. It's about a system that can take ownership of the task itself. This really is a fundamental shift. On one side, you have a system focused on conversation. On the other, the focus is on completion. One explains, the other executes.
This new kind of system has a name. It's an action bot. And for our example, we'll refer to this idea as ClawdBot, a system built to go from conversation to action.
If you strip everything else away, the entire idea is this. It's the moment that AI stops explaining the work and actually starts doing it.
Okay, so let's go back to our shoe shopping example and see what changes with this new approach.
The start is exactly the same. You give your criteria, the system finds a match. But right here is where things change. Instead of stopping, it asks a simple question. Should I add this to your cart? And only after you say yes, does it actually complete the action.
The difference is small, but it's really important. The system is designed to move the task forward, but it always waits for your clear approval first.
Now, of course, letting an AI take action for us brings up a pretty critical question. Who is really in control?
Well, a system like this has to be built for safety. And that means one thing. The user always stays in control. The system executes, but it never assumes.
That control is maintained through a very simple protocol. Before it acts, the system pauses. It asks for permission. It waits for your confirmation. The final command always comes from you. And the benefits of this approach are pretty practical. When an AI can execute tasks with our permission, we can save time, we can reduce simple manual errors, and we can lower our own mental load.
And that brings us to the clearest way to see the difference. A chatbot helps you think. An action bot helps you finish. As these systems continue to evolve, this distinction between talking about a task and actually doing it, it's only going to become clearer. This was a foreview of that shift, from chatbots to action bots.
Tech Foreview.